about Brent, and I think John understood that having a lawyer get up to speak with only a few words was a legal impossibility requiring divine intervention. I would like to give a shout out to Miriam Tice and Suzanne Wade, who together, the three of us composed this resolution to honor and bid farewell to Brent. And so we begin. Whereas Brent is the first rector to climb the mountain at Shrinemont with our youth at 6 a.m. Whereas Brent is the first rector to use a zip-line entrance to begin the first virtual outdoor worship service at All Saints Church last spring. Whereas Brent has been instrumental in making our space more accommodating to the disabled. Whereas Reverend Melton showed his commitment to our youth, for example, by going on a mission trip to Southwest Virginia and ski trips to Wintergreen with our youth. Whereas Reverend Melton has supported and expanded youth participation in worship as lay readers and servers, in addition to them serving as acolytes. Whereas Brent has fostered the growth of All Saints Preschool and Vacation Bible School, thereby bringing young families to All Saints Church. Whereas our dear Brent has been an effective minister in his efforts with the search committee to bring Scott Hayes to our parish to lead, reshape, and rejuvenate our music programs. Through Scott, we took our choirs off the grounds of All Saints to sing at venues such as the University of Richmond before basketball games, have our choir sing in the Norfolk area, extending our church's visibility to the community and beyond. Whereas Dr. Melton supported Scott Hayes in our Choral Scholars program, where college music majors sing at All Saints, another wonderful ministry we started at All Saints under Brent's and Scott's direction that similarly extended our outreach and, as importantly, contributed to our goal of becoming more diverse. Whereas our faithful leader, Brent, took us off the campus of All Saints to take field trips to the Virginia Museum to learn about Christian art that inspires us. Whereas Reverend Melton got us out of our West End footprint and initiated All Saints having a relationship with the churches in Jackson Ward, where he preached and where All Saints parishioners were warmly welcomed. Many parishioners loved our Good Friday walks with folks in other downtown churches for several years that we participated in through an ecumenical group that Brent started. Whereas Reverend Melton prayed before our Virginia General Assembly this year to again extend our ecumenical reach. Whereas Brent, an educator, knows how to better appreciate the experience of adult learners by having interested parishioners read a book they might not otherwise have picked out for themselves about how to be anti-racist, and which broaden our understanding of the increasing social unrest in our community and nation and what we as Christians can and should do about it. Whereas Brent led Sunday forums to discuss the difficult subject of racism and how to respond to God's call to love one another. Whereas as a minister and educator, Brent provided our congregation with an instructed baptism and an instructed Eucharist, explaining the theological and biblical symbolism in every aspect of our Sunday worship. Whereas Brent, a former elementary education teacher, formed a relationship with much of the community in the Richmond area that supports young children with autism, so that we have now opened our doors to a school for many of these students, helping their families with this ministry. Whereas Brent, with the help of Scott, John, and others, supported innovative ways for our congregation to stay connected during the COVID-19 pandemic while keeping us safe. Whereas Brent guided our search committee to bring the Reverend John Hogg to All Saints Church last year. Whereas Brent has introduced alternative forms of worship service at All Saints Church. And whereas Brent, our rector for All Saints Church for 7 years, has demonstrated his extraordinary leadership, inspiration, and administrative skills in equipping the saints to go out and do God's work by serving others, by giving up our time, talent, and treasures. We, therefore, the congregation at All Saints Church now, thank Brent for his leadership in these difficult and challenging times, but also for joyful celebration, helping us think outside our box, outside our footprint on River Road to extend our ministries. We are grateful for you being an empathetic leader who considers ways our ministry at All Saints can be extended and relevant to the community. We wish you well in your new role as chaplain at Trinity Episcopal School in Charlotte. We know that you will serve a community of families in this role in Charlotte with the same dedication, energy, and passion you have given us at All Saints Church. They will be blessed to have you. You and Monica and your family will be missed. Godspeed.
Brent, the grateful congregation of All Saints Episcopal Church is honoring you with this Tiffany glass window in appreciation and gratitude for your ministry here with us for these past 7 years. This Tiffany glass window comes from a window of the old church. It will now hang in this church in thanksgiving for your time with us. And now, Brent, as you depart this port and your new voyage gets underway, we hope you experience, or may you experience fair winds and following seas. Thanks be to God. Amen.
Brent, on behalf of the congregation here at All Saints, we'd like to give you this little token of our love and appreciation for your ministry that you've done while you were here. Godspeed.
Thank you. Thank you so much.